What's going on, guys? I'm Manny, put you on, and today I'm about to put you on to Mr. Chris Van Vliet. If you don't know who this is, I'm not gonna lie, you probably been sleeping for years because this guy's been on the grind for a long time. Chris, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Manny, and thank you for the very nice words.
Of course. It's nothing but facts here, man. Oh, speaking of facts, I actually did a paper on you in college.
What?
Yes.
What class?
Public speaking.
Wow. I hope you got an A.
I did.
Wow,
I actually
okay.
did. Shout out to my teacher.
Man, what was the paper about?
I think it was like I think we just started classes and it was like just write a paper about anything.
Wow.
And at the time I was really watching you. I think this was before the pandemic. And I was watching you seriously like I want to do one on Chris Van Vliet. And I think I hit you up on Instagram too, and I think we talked about it for a little bit.
Wow, that's so cool, man. I'm honored. Thank you.
No, hey, look, you're the GOAT here.
Wow. I appreciate that, man.
How's your wife?
How's my wife?
RVV. How's she?
RVV, Rachel Van Vliet. Well, today she's doing great, but just in general, she's beautiful, wonderful, incredible, thoughtful. One hell of a chef as well. I didn't know this before proposing to her, and then like after we got engaged and married, I'm like, I didn't know you could cook like that. She's the best, and I'm so grateful that she's my partner in life, but also like I'm so grateful that I get to raise our kids with her by my side. She's the best.
And speaking of kids, I'm also going to be a father myself. My kid will be coming next month, December 18th.
It's the best.
Yeah, man.
December
Thank you.
18th?
December 18th.
My son was born on December 17th.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
So if your baby arrives a day early, they'll share her birthday with Cooper Van Vliet.
Cooper Van Vliet.
CB
Another
Jr.
Yeah. Chris, is there any dad advice you have for me?
If I'm being completely real with you, Manny, lots of people are going to give you lots of advice. And when it actually happens, you're going to remember none of it. Although this is recorded. You got to be in the moment. I think the biggest thing is to be present. Be there as much as you can be. The most cliche thing that I've been told 1,000 times, but it is so true, and this is why people keep repeating it to me, it all goes by so fast. I'll look on my phone at my background and be like, I barely remember that baby, and that was 6 months ago. And my daughter Logan's 2.5, Cooper's almost a year old now, and I'll look at these photos and be like, I barely remember them at that stage, and they're already like grown past that. So try as much as you possibly can to be present in the moment, appreciating everything that's happening. And that's not just an advice as a dad. That's advice just in general. Try to be present, appreciate it, and honestly, you can just do the best that you can, and that's really it. That's all that anybody can ask of you. But just be in that moment, like how we're in this moment right now.
And I'm really living this moment because I can't believe I'm standing here right now with Chris Van Vliet. I watch all of your interviews, and speaking of that, by far, so far now, who has been your greatest guest and why?
I think it was the interview I did with John Cena last year. And I've been fortunate to do quite a few interviews with him, but that one last year was supposed to be about an hour. And right around the hour-long mark, he went to wrap it up, or someone went to wrap it up, and he's like, no, we're going to keep going. And he's just so gracious with his time, so gracious with his advice and his words. And I think it was that one. And what a year he's had. I think the story of 2025 in WWE has been about John Cena and his retirement tour, the farewell tour. I would love to do one either right before his last match or right after his last match to just recap what this year has been. So John Cena at the top of that list right now.
And Chris, I'm not gonna lie, I remember I was listening to your story of how you actually started doing interviews and working at a radio station. Like, tell me what drove you to actually be who you are right now and what keeps you motivated?
I think it comes down for me to one word. It's curiosity. And I think that any great interviewer is just naturally, inherently curious. And I think that that's who I've always been. And now I'm fortunate to be able to do it with a microphone and with a camera. But I think that that's what it comes down to, is just like, I want to learn about people. Like, if someone is a world champion in wrestling, or they've won an Oscar, or whatever the case may be, they sold out an arena as a comedian, that's because of years and years and years and years of hard work that nobody saw behind the scenes. And that's the type of stuff that I want to reverse engineer back. I want to figure out, like, what were all the steps along the way to get to where you're at? And then selfishly, what can I learn from that to apply to my own life? I think that's what it is.
Chris, thank you for the time. I'm not trying to keep you here long, but just to ask you a couple more questions. So another question I have for you is, what made you come up with the title for your podcast, Insight?
So my podcast was originally called The Chris Van Vliet Show.
Right.
Thank you for remembering that. What an unoriginal title, right? And my podcast itself really just started as like an audio location for my interviews. I've been posting interviews on my YouTube channel since 2011. And I was figuring like not everyone can have the YouTube app open while they're driving or they're whatever, doing other things on their phone. Like, I'm just going to take the audio from these interviews and I'm going to put them on the podcast feed. Or what do I call this thing? I don't know. My YouTube channel's called Chris Van Vliet. I guess I'll just call it The Chris Van Vliet Show. And then about 2 years in, I kind of realized the show's not about me. It doesn't make sense for it to bear my name. It's all about shining a spotlight on my guests. And then selfishly, like I said, taking some insight from them. And I've always loved the idea of like a one name show. So I came up with a bunch of names. Insight was the one that stuck for me the most, and it applies to what we do on the show.
Chris, one more question. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
No, thank you. This is Chris Van Vliet. You guys stop playing. But what makes you grateful in life?
If I'm being completely honest, everything makes me grateful. And I think that when we can appreciate the things that we have instead of the things that we don't have, that's when you can really live in the special moment of like just being present in the moment and not being upset about, oh man, I wish I had this or I wish I had this, because you can focus on what you actually have. It's right here in front of you. And it can be something as simple as like, I woke up today, I've got a roof over my head, I got food in the pantry or the refrigerator, I can eat breakfast. My parents are still alive. Like all of these little things. And the cool thing about that is they can build, right? Like building blocks, they build on one another. When I started living my life with gratitude as the main focus, everything changed. Because it is impossible to be upset and grateful at the same time. Think about that.
Never thought about that.
Because if you're being grateful, how could you possibly be angry or upset?
Right.
Because you're thinking about all the things you have. So, and I know it's not an easy task to, I'm not saying you need to just be happy and smile all the time when things suck, because it's just not reality. I'm not saying go to your garden and say there's no weeds. Yeah, there's weeds there, but how can we pull them out and make it better? But I think when you can focus on the great things in life, man, a lot more great things start coming.
Such an insightful guy. Chris, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you,
for it's great to meet you finally in person, man. I've been wanting to meet you for so long. Thank you for being an inspiration of mine. Thank you, bro.
Thank you,
Seriously.
man. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank
real.
you.
Guys, Manny put you on. Big event, Brentwood. Chris Van Vliet. We're out.